What's up, guys? Pick Up Sports here. My host, Sean Fowler Jr. Good to be back. Good to be back. Again, like I said, we're going to go live every Wednesday, every Thursday around 7:30 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. I know it's 8 o'clock here. Just turned 8 o'clock. But again, today I'm talking about flying high. That's the topic, okay? Talking about the Atlanta Falcons and also the Philadelphia Eagles. The draft was this time, last Thursday, I should say. So, I want to give my thoughts specifically on the Atlanta Falcons because I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan, and also the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they made some, exciting moves. As you see on the ticker, exciting Eagles. They made some exciting moves. So I want to talk about the state of the Eagles as well in the NFC East and, what that looks like. And also, we got a special guest tomorrow who's a diehard Cowboys fan. I'm not going to say who it is, but I'm pretty sure you guys you see him every day and what he's doing, the great work that he's doing on Speak Up itself. So, we got a special guest talking about Cowboy football, the draft, and, just what it's like to be a Cowboy fan and the expectations for them next season. So, that being said, let's go ahead and start with the Atlanta Falcons. Their first round draft pick was a guy coming out of, I believe, USC, Drake London. Drake London was he's 6'4", about 215, 220, a big body receiver. Unfortunately, I don't have the clips, because college football and stuff like that. I don't have the clips to show you right now. But Drake London, coming out of USC, he had over 88 receptions, 1,085 receiving yards, and also 7 touchdowns. So for the Falcons, as a Falcons fan, how I'm looking at this is basically, hey, they're the Falcons still want to be explosive on offense. Obviously, we know what happened with Matt Ryan. He's an Indianapolis coach now. And, for the Falcons, we got Marcus Mariota, a veteran this is his third team. He started with Tennessee, for the Tennessee Titans for the first few years. He was a high draft pick. Didn't have so much success. Still got them to a playoff game against the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe, in the 2016 playoff season, I believe. Ended up getting a victory in that and ended up falling short the next week against the New England Patriots. I believe it was back in 2015 and 2016. But then he went to the Oakland Raiders, played there for a couple years, and now he's getting a chance in Atlanta. So, Marcus Mariota, I think, with him, it's always about his health. It's about his health. He hasn't always been the most accurate quarterback. When we have guys like, a Drake London, who I just said that the Atlanta Falcons picked up, a Kyle Pitts last year, a big tight end. When you have bigger receivers, they give, say, quote-unquote, the less accurate quarterbacks a better chance of completing passes because these are big guys. If you just throw in their catch radius, they can use that broad jump that they have in the combine and things like that and really, show out and catch amazing passes because they're already big. They're already 6'2 plus 230. So having getting Drake London, the first round pick for the Atlanta Falcons, I believe we were the 8th overall pick this year compared to 4th overall last year. It stinks to be a Falcons fan because we're always in the top 10 picks now. But getting a big receiver like a Drake London, Kyle Pitts last season, I think it's gonna be huge for Marcus Mariota and also this Atlanta Falcons team. And just to give you guys a little bit of a refresher, just showing what Kyle Pitts did last year. It's just really showing that hey, he can still be that guy. He can be that guy. He's definitely going to be seen as one of the focal points this year for the Atlanta Falcons. Obviously, we know what happened with We know what happened with Calvin Ridley last year with, he said it was mental health awareness and things like that. He was going through mental health battles, I should say, and I'm not going to try to take that lightly, but then obviously this season as well, the gambling things and maybe I think he was playing, was it FanDuel or something like that? NFL player, you can't do bets. You can't do bets. You know what I mean? You can't bet on games. You can't bet on each other and things like that. So, when it comes towards that, it was unfortunate to see that Calvin Ridley's going. But like I said as well, as a Falcons fan, I just look at the Falcons organization as far as just, this is really showing what they're all about, showing that they still want to be good on offense and things like that, and continue to push the ball down the field even if they don't have a Matt Ryan as their quarterback. So what I'm interested in seeing is again Drake London, Kyle Pitts, that 1-2 combo. Again Cordell Patterson, they re-signed him this offseason. He's a really good running back. Also, he had over 1,000 receiving yards last year. So I look at him as like a Deebo Samuel. He can play running back, he can play receiver. But for the running back to be their number one option, that's kind of it's not that great. Again, as we see Kyle Pitts, having a really good season as his rookie in his rookie year. He had over 68 receptions, 1,026 yards, and also 1 touchdown. That was pretty good too. So, it was good to see Kyle Pitts, stand out and do what he does, and I'm excited to see what Drake London does too, coming into this Falcons offense. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and transition. Oh, here goes the touchdown. I got to show you the touchdown. He only had 1 touchdown, so let's see it. Here it is against the Jets in London. There you go. That's the only touchdown he had the whole season. But hey, I'm not throwing shade at Kyle Pitts. It's all good. It's all good. I respect him. I like him, and hopefully we see much more to come. So all that being said as well, I'm going to talk about Philadelphia Eagles now, also NFC East rival of the Dallas Cowboys. And hey, I like what they did. They had some decent draft picks, but I'm going to talk about the trade that they had really in the draft and coming into the season. That was A.J. Brown. They traded for A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, to me, he's a Tennessee Titan receiver. He's been in the league for a few years. Kind of looks like a Julio Jones. Has some success with Ryan Tannehill. And they fell short last year. Let's just be honest. Talking about the Titans really quickly. They had expectations of A.J. Brown. Ryan Tannehill gave him a nice contract. Derrick Henry, one of the best running backs in the league as well. But you bring a Julio Jones, Ryan Tannehill, A.J. Brown, you get one and done. You had the first round bye. You were the first, overall the number 1 seed, I should say, and you end up getting beat against the Cincinnati Bengals. So the Titans definitely underachieved last season. But I just want to go over basically what A.J. Brown can do for this Philadelphia Eagles team. And again, he has 63 receptions, 870 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Now, shockingly, I felt like he should have had a lot more than that. Again, I know you have a Derrick Henry who played half the season last year. You have other weapons on the team. Ryan Tannehill isn't necessarily the most potent quarterback. He's not necessarily a gunslinger. So I'm thinking of more like A.J. Brown. I think he's a top 10, top 12 receiver in the league. I'm thinking like, hey, at least 1,200, 1,300 receiving yards. But that's not how their offense is, And so, but I feel like, again, let's just show some highlights of A.J. Brown as well. But I feel like as well with A.J. Brown coming to the Philadelphia Eagles, that helps Jalen Hurts. And again, this is what A.J. Brown is going to be bringing to Philadelphia, I believe. If he really gets the opportunity to really showcase his talents. Now, some of these highlights for a couple seasons ago and also last year, but you just see A.J. Brown, Moss, and Josh Norman there. What's left of Josh Norman? And again, this is the quarterback in Ryan Tannehill, who had 21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, I should say, and 3,700 passing yards. But again, A.J. Brown, he's a big receiver. And that's what the Philadelphia Eagles need. They need a big guy who can go up there and get those passes. Again, Jalen Hurts as well, similarly, probably a little bit towards Marcus Mariota. Not necessarily the most accurate, the strongest arm guy, but I'm about to go on Jalen Hurts next and talk about the things I love about Jalen Hurts because I think he's definitely underrated. I think people scrutinize him too much. He's still a young quarterback in the league, but when you have a big guy like a A.J. Brown who can do these things, come across a dig route, pretty much snag it with one hand, go up 10 more yards up the field, 5 to 7 yards up the field, I should say, and make those contested catches. Philadelphia needs that. They don't. Most of the receivers right there is amazing. Great play. But Philadelphia needs that because most of the receivers are like 5'10" to 6 feet. And I'm not saying that height is everything, but when you have smaller receivers, and some of the receivers that they have aren't necessarily the most elite, it's only so much you can do. And that's why I think, with the Eagles, they definitely could use A.J. Brown, 6'1", 225 to 230. 230 pounds, and he can do it all. He can catch the deep ball. He can run the routes. He can make the contested catches. He can truck you. He can do it all. So I think A.J. Brown for the Philadelphia Eagles is a great pickup, and I think will definitely help this guy next, and that's Jalen Hurts. So for Jalen Hurts, I believe this year, again, Jalen Hurts, is he the most accurate quarterback? No, I don't think he is. But at the same time, I feel like with Jalen Hurts, it's just about getting an opportunity. We've seen Jalen Hurts a couple seasons ago when he had second string, obviously for Carson Wentz. They weren't winning; they were losing with him. Jalen Hurts came in, won. I think he only won 1 out of 4. The 4 starts that he had in the 2020 season. But hey, it was a new spark. He played well to me. He won a game against the New Orleans Saints, and he showed that hey, if you really give me an opportunity, I can help lead this team. And that's one of the things I really respect about Jalen Hurts. It's just his leadership, and this him not, having that never die attitude. We seen in Alabama when he was the starter for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and then we seen, he wasn't having the best game in the BCS championship game against the Georgia Bulldogs. But hey, and Tua came in and pretty much sealed them the victory. But what did Jalen Hurts do? He came back the next season. Tua got hurt. Again, faced that same Georgia Bulldog team, the SEC championship game, and he showed, hey, you know what? Whenever my number's called, it's time for me to deliver. It's time for me to deliver, and that's what he did. And they ended up going to the championship game. Tua came back in, lost against Clemson. And then what did Jalen Hurts do? I know I'm giving a whole Jalen Hurts quick documentary, but this is why I respect him, and this is why I believe he can really help the Philadelphia Eagles team. His third season, he went to Oklahoma, was a Heisman finalist, and didn't get the Heisman, but that was his best season of his whole career in college. I think he had over 40 total touchdowns or 40 passing touchdowns, something like that. He was amazing. He was amazing in Oklahoma. Came to the Eagles, like I already said, had a decent season his first year. Although he only played 4 games, and this past season was his first full off season. So with Jalen Hurts, I believe it's about coaching. It's about coaching with Jalen Hurts. Nick Swarzio, I believe. Hopefully I didn't get his last name wrong, but I think with the Philadelphia Eagles, it's just about coaching and really giving an opportunity to exceed because with Jalen Hurts, again, he's not the most accurate quarterback. Obviously, we know what he can do with his feet, as you see right there against my Atlanta Falcons, the first game of the season, and this is a perfect touch pass at Devonta Smith, who was their leading receiver last year, who had over 64 receptions, 900 receiving yards, and 5 touchdowns, right? So, again, Jalen Hurts, I think if he has the right coaching and stop doing the underneath throws, stop having the screen passes and things of that nature, push the ball down the field, I think he could really be successful. I think he's definitely a leader on and off the field, somebody at the Philadelphia Eagles, staff and organization really looks up to. And I think, if you can give him an A.J. Brown, which they did, continue to spread the ball down the field, he continues to have that experience as the Eagles quarterback, as a quarterback in the NFL, you can definitely see what he can do. I made a hot take coming into the draft for the 2020 draft when he got selected. I said, hey, if Jalen Hurts is selected, if he actually plays, and starts, or at least has some playing time his rookie year, I think he could be better than Tua Tagovailoa. And people thought I was crazy. They were sold on Tua, and I'm not saying that Tua is a bad quarterback, but I never understood the hate on Jalen Hurts. I never understood the hate on Jalen Hurts. Excuse me. So with Jalen Hurts, again, I know I'm saying his name so much, but with him, I think it's just having the right opportunity and just having the right coaching plays and things of that nature. Look at that pass. Beautiful pass to Jalen Reagor. But I think it's just about having the right opportunity and really giving him, the right chances and having the right weapons in front of him where he can really exceed. So, excuse me, that was Quez Watkins. So, all that being said, Jalen Hurts and this Philadelphia Eagles team, I'm excited to see what they do. Obviously, they still have the Dallas Cowboys in front of them, and the Washington Commanders and New York Giants. But hey, we can't forget this is a team who made the playoffs last year. They still made the playoffs last season, and they got beat against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. However, I think they showed strides down the season. They went on like a 4 to 5 game winning streak, and they were they started pushing the ball down the field, and Jalen Hurts really stepped up. And again, Jalen Hurts stats last year: 3,100 passing yards, 16 touchdowns passing, 9 interceptions. I believe he only played 13 to 14 games, and he also had over 700 rushing yards, as we see against the Detroit Lions there, and also 10 touchdowns, 10 total touchdowns rushing, or 10 rushing touchdowns, I should say. So that's 26 total touchdowns, from a dual threat quarterback. That's amazing to see a quarterback still getting 10 plus touchdowns, just rushing period. You know what I mean? So Jalen Hurts, I'm sold on him. I think he's the real deal. He just needs to continue to get opportunities, and it's exciting to see what the Eagles do. Now, real quick, do I expect the Eagles to win the division and things of that nature? I think when it comes towards the Cowboys, I believe that's probably their biggest challenge. I don't see the Giants really, I know they had a solid draft, but I don't see the Giants really exceeding or really doing that much better this season. And also the Washington Commanders, I don't see them doing too much better than what they did last year. I know they have know they have a great coach in Ron Rivera, and a decent organization, but I just still see the Eagles. I just trust Jalen Hurts, in the Eagles a lot more than I do say those other two teams. So when it comes towards the Eagles and the Cowboys, I think that's really going to be the case for the NFC East. So all that being said, hey, y'all can tell I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. I'm excited to see what's next for that franchise, and yeah, we'll see what's coming up next. So I'm gonna read some comments. See if anyone has any comments. Other than that, I'm done, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, Speak Up Sports is going to be 7:30 Wednesdays and Thursdays. I'm going to try to at least have a guest every Thursday to see if you guys want to talk sports. It doesn't matter what the sport is, whether it's football, whether it's boxing, basketball, track. It doesn't matter. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about it. So please DM me. Follow me on Facebook, Sean Fowler. Follow me also on Instagram, Sean_Fowler_1Truth. That's SeanFowler. And thank you for supporting Speak Up Sports. Again, Speak Up with Sean Marcus, my dad's platform as well. He's doing amazing things with that. So continue to stay tuned. We got a lot more content, a lot more interviews coming your way. All right. Have a blessed day.